Hey guys, Jennuine Love checking in for day 14 of 30 days of Facebook Lives. Can't talk, with yours truly. Today I wanted to share a thought. Don't resist your expansion. Yesterday we talked about not hiding your magic, and it got me to thinking, like, one of the things that will be the stifler of your magic is if you're resisting your expansion. You know, sometimes we think that we're really manifesting expansion in the regard, like we're affirming it and we're ready for it and we're, hoping and setting intentions for it to be here. And then if we look closer, a lot of times there's a vibration of, but it's not here yet, one. And two, we flip out when things start shifting, and expansion is going to shake things up. There's just no other way around it, right? So knowing that expansion is going to happen, how can we not resist it? What are the benefits of not resisting it? And how can you tell when you're in resistant to it, when you're resisting your own expansion? Number one, you're going to feel like completely freaking frustrated with everything and everyone, and little things are just going to send you over the edge because there's a resistance. That energy of resistance is really not any fun. And you've set intentions for things. You want to expand, you want to grow, right? You want to manifest these experiences. Hey, Rami. And then when things start shifting, like I said, a lot of times we freak out. And that sends really mixed messages. You trying to date somebody and they give you your number, but then every time you call, they never answer. Every time you text, they never answer, which I guess that's a pretty clear message. But you understand what I'm saying? You gave me the number, but now you're not answering. That's a mixed message. That's a mixed vibration. And so with us and what we're trying to manifest with the universe, we're in this relationship with the universe saying, okay, I would love for this to happen, and I would love for this to happen. And then when things start shifting, we completely freak out, and there's power in the trust. There's power in the surrender. You've asked God for these things, right? And so now all of heaven and earth is moving together to give you that is your heart's desire, that is in alignment with your soul's journey, right? So how can we not resist our expansion? Well, number one, we're in the energy of trust and surrender. I trust that everything is working out for my good. I surrender to the plan of God, however it unfolds. And see, that's what happens is we get caught up in our mind about how we think things are going to go, how they should go in order for it to work out, to give us the outcome that we want. And then there's infinite ways that God has to give you the experiences that you want, to give you what your heart's desire is. But we freak out when it doesn't look like it's going the way that we think it should go. And we start resisting the expansion that we've called for. And we just don't want to do that. We don't have to do that. It's human to do that. Again, we're never judging ourselves when we look at areas of growth. We're never judging ourselves, right? We're just aware, because you can't change what you're not aware of. And so we're aware, and we're awake, and we're paying attention. And we're not going to resist, because we're going to be in the energy of trust and surrender, right? So a reminder that as your vibration changes, as your, heart's desires change, things start shifting. You know, Abraham talks about when you set forth the rocket of desire, it's already created. It's already done. It's done, it's done, it's done. So now it's we allow the expansion, right? We're not resisting it. We're not stressing out because we're trying to figure it out. We still haven't figured it out. And I submit to you, that's not your job. You have things to do in this earth. There are things that are required of you, but figuring your life out isn't your job. Your job is to get still and quiet and connected so that you hear what inspired actions the boss wants you to take. Don't stress yourself out trying to figure it out, because you're not going to be able to. That's not your job, right? So know that as your vibration has shifted, hey Kelly, you're shifting. So therefore, your world is going to shift. It's going to get shaken up. And we get to look at shakeups like more fun now. We tend to look at shakeups like storms and destruction and things going bad. But you also shake up champagne before you pop it in celebration. You also shake up the little sprinkler things before you pop that open and confetti goes everywhere. You also shake up a piñata right before you just start whacking it to all the candy and the money and whatever falls out. So things getting shaken up gets to be viewed as an exciting thing. And we can get excited when we remember this truth. Everything is always working out for us. Like, just close your eyes and put your hand on your chest and just say to yourself, remind yourself, make it personal. Everything is always working out for me. And that is the way that we can be in the energy of not resisting our expansion, because we know that we're held. We know that we're seen and loved and supported. We know that everything is working together for our good. Nothing has taken God by surprise. Nothing will ever take God by surprise. God is not ill prepared for anything that we might, any decisions we make, any choices we make. Nothing is going to take God by surprise. So in order to not resist your own expansion, it's important to remember that, to remind yourself that, so that when things start changing, think about when you read a book, how excited you are to get to the next chapter. You know what I'm saying? You're not freaking out because that chapter's over. You're like, oh my goodness, you're flipping the pages. If it's a really good book, and you can't wait to get to the next chapter because you want to see what did she do. When you're going to watch a play and they, change the set, there's a period of time where the curtains close and you don't see anything but a black curtain. You literally have no idea what is behind that curtain. But you're sitting there with anticipation and excitement. You're not stressing out like, oh my goodness, the curtains have closed, now what? You're not freaking out because scenes are changing. Seasons are changing. You're not freaking out. You're excited. And then when the curtain opens, voila, there's this new scene, this new set, maybe some new characters. And you're really excited. And you're like, oh my goodness, I can't wait to see what happens now. I can't wait to see what she does. And that energy can be applied to our own life. And it's easiest to do that when we're in the place of trust and surrender. If you didn't see the video from earlier, I highly recommend that one, so that we understand what trust and surrender looks like, because it's the highest form that we can offer, right? Yeah, Kelly said the champagne gets shaken up. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, things you know, they're going to shift. Things are going to get shaken up, but we can look at that as a good thing. It doesn't always have to be, you know, so bad and fearful, right? I'm just glancing at my notes. Make sure I covered everything. Yeah, so the little quotable is don't lose your shit in the shift. Don't lose your shit in the shift. Don't send mixed vibrations out there and just mix things up. A little bit of what you want will come, and then a lot of what you don't want, like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And yes, there's always going to be contrast. That's not what I'm saying. But we can get to a place where we're like really right in the wave instead of getting taken under with the wave and losing our shades and freaking taking water up our nose. We can learn to really ride the waves, you know, spiritual surf, the waves of the universe, you know. And there is great power in this. Like when we can master this, it helps speed up manifestation. It helps the time in the ocean feel more fun because you're riding the wave instead of fighting it. You're enjoying it more, right? It's definitely a more enjoyable experience. And so I just want to leave you with that thought for today. Don't resist your expansion. Trust and surrender. Pop the champagne. Ride the spiritual waves. And remind yourself that everything is always working out for you. Okay, guys. I will see you tomorrow for day 15. Love y'all. Namaste.